Every folding phone made since 2019 has opened the exact same way. Tall, narrow, like a paperback book standing on end. Apple's first ever foldable throws that entire formula out. The iPhone Ultra opens sideways instead, short and wide, into something that looks and feels completely different from anything currently on the market. This is Apple's first folding phone, and the shape alone is enough to change how people think about this entire category. Let's start with why that shape actually matters, because it solves a problem every tall foldable has struggled with for years. Open a traditional tall foldable, and the inner display ends up more or less square. Try watching a video or playing most games on that, and you get thick black bars running down both sides, essentially watching your favorite show through a mail slot. The iPhone Ultra flips the orientation entirely, opening landscape into a wide, tablet-like canvas built specifically around media, browsing, and everyday one-handed use, rather than forcing a compromise every single time you unfold it. Now, the actual numbers, because they genuinely explain why this feels like a different category of device. Unfolded, current leaks point to somewhere around 4.5 to 4.8 millimeters thick, thinner than most regular smartphones on the market today. Folded closed, that grows to roughly 9 to 9.5 millimeters. The inner display comes in around 7.6 to 7.76 inches, close to the size of an iPad mini screen, with the outer display sitting around 5.49 inches for quick tasks when the phone is folded shut. Here's a comparison that genuinely puts that size into perspective. Someone recently compared the closed iPhone Ultra's dimensions directly against an iPhone 13 mini, and it comes out only slightly smaller. If you have been mourning the loss of the iPhone mini since Apple discontinued it, this shape might genuinely be the closest thing you get back, just with a second display folded inside it. The frame mixes titanium for real strength with aluminum to help manage weight, and the hinge is where the real engineering breakthrough happened. It reportedly uses something called liquid metal, a specialized alloy genuinely more resistant to wear and bending fatigue than standard steel, critical on a hinge designed to open and close thousands of times over the life of the phone. And even with a body this thin, Apple has apparently squeezed in proper vapor chamber cooling, real active heat management inside a device barely thicker than a stack of credit cards. The Crease, historically the single biggest complaint about every folding phone ever made, is reportedly one of Apple's genuine engineering wins here too. Early reports describe it as remarkably shallow to the point where it may barely be noticeable running your thumb across the screen in daily use. Now, a quick note on where this shape actually came from, because it did not happen in a vacuum. Samsung recently released its own Galaxy Z Fold 8 using a strikingly similar short, wide design, a real departure from the tall, narrow shape it had used for 7 straight generations before. It is a sign that Apple's approach to this category, even before officially launching, is already reshaping how the entire industry thinks about what a folding phone should look like. Face ID is not coming to the iPhone Ultra at all. Apple reportedly could not shrink the necessary components small enough to fit properly inside a chassis this thin. Instead, Touch ID returns built directly into the power button, the same way it already works on the iPad Air and iPad mini. Cameras keep things simple. Dual 48 megapixel lenses on the back, a wide and an ultra-wide, with no telephoto at all due to how little internal space is actually available. Up front, there is a genuinely clever detail, 2 separate cameras, one built into each display, so you get a proper selfie camera, whether the phone is open or closed. Powering everything is expected to be Apple's A20 chip, paired with 12 gigabytes of RAM for smoother multitasking and stronger on-device AI performance. And that multitasking is not just a hardware footnote either. iOS 27 is being built specifically around this device, introducing genuine side-by-side app support and interfaces that automatically adapt depending on whether the phone is open or closed, something no regular iPhone has ever properly offered before. Battery life is where this phone genuinely stands apart from everything else Apple has ever built. Current estimates point to somewhere between 5,400 and 5,800 milliamp hours, which would make it the largest battery capacity Apple has ever shipped in any iPhone, folding or not. Pricing is expected to start around $1,999, positioning this firmly as Apple's most expensive iPhone yet, with a launch currently pointing to September alongside the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max. Here is the honest picture. A completely new shape for an iPhone, a hinge built from a material nobody else in the industry uses, a crease that might genuinely disappear, the biggest battery Apple has ever shipped, and software designed from the ground up around folding. This is not Apple cautiously testing the waters. This is Apple trying to define what the entire category should have looked like from the very beginning. So here's the real question. Is this the folding phone that finally gets you to actually consider one? Or does the price and the missing telephoto lens still hold you back? Let us know in the comments below. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.